There's nothing to worry about. You're in good company. Hi, I'm John Daniels. Welcome back to the channel where I'm a coach who helps people who are feeling a bit stuck in life, getting frustrated and going, why not me? Why is everyone else getting all these wonderful things and I never get anything? And you're just getting anxious, you're overthinking, you're procrastinating. Well, you're in the right place. So welcome to today's presentation. So hopefully something just give you a bit of a nugget of gold that's going to help you just start that path and start your journey to move forwards. Today we're going to look at embracing solitude and being alone, which is a bit of a random subject because humans need the company of other humans to function. It's how we're wired. We need to have people we connect with. It's part of who we are. But who we connect with can also be problematic if you're not connected with the right people. So you'll have opportunities in your life, and you do need to see it as an opportunity where sometimes you are alone. And that's cool. And it's about understanding what you can do when you're alone to actually see it as a positive, to turn it into an opportunity. So, without further ado, let's crack on with today's show. So, embracing solitude, to be okay with being alone. If you found yourself here, it's likely you're navigating the intricate path of embracing solitude. But fear not, for this is a noble journey, and I'm here to be your virtual guide through the nuances of being okay when being alone. I've traversed the landscapes of life, encountering the valleys of loneliness and the peaks of self-discovery. The quest for comfort in solitude is not a solitary one. Many of us grapple with the concept of being alone. I aim to share insights, strategies and a sprinkling of humour to guide you on this transformative journey. So if you don't do anything about being alone in how you think about it or you actually physically change the situation, the fear of solitude can be a formidable adversary. If it's left unresolved, it can manifest as anxiety, a persistent sense of emptiness and a longing for external validation. We're human. That's what one of our drivers is we have to feel connected. It's part of it. It's in our DNA to do that. The incessant need for company, and also driven by societal expectations that it's not okay to be alone, can lead to a perpetual cycle of dissatisfaction. However, the path to solace lies in embracing your own company and finding joy in the simple pleasures of life. So, the first thing you need to do if you are in this situation where you're alone, rediscover your passions. We often lose touch with activities that once ignited our souls. So take a moment to reflect on your passions. So, example for me is I've recently rediscovered the joy of painting landscapes during a weekend retreat in the countryside. I used to love doing art. I did it all through school. I got GCSEs and A-level in it, and then I went to university and art just stopped. And I've gone into a business career. There's doing sales and analytics, and that's great because there's elements of it where it is designing art. But something I've recently rediscovered is, well, why did art get excluded from what I do professionally? Kind of thing. Why can I not bring it in? So simple things like doing thumbnails for these videos. It's just bringing back in that artistic side. Designing dashboards for sales teams. It's something that I can be creative with. Trying to move these videos in the future, what I want to do is I will move it to a more artistic and creative style. Just got to upskill a little bit of how you do that digitally. But it's some time on my own has allowed me to do is just remember I've completely cut out that creative side of me. It's something that I'm really passionate about. So engaging in activities you love not only fills your time, but it also nourishes your spirit. It just completely can refresh you. Next up is cultivating mindfulness through solo adventures. So, embark on some solo adventures to create mindfulness, whether it's a quiet stroll through the park or a solitary weekend getaway. these experiences allow you to connect with your thoughts and surroundings. On TikTok I've seen it that there's girls that are so sick of dating, they're going out on solo dates by themselves and they're taking themselves where they want to do. My good friend Nathan, he's really rediscovered his passion for running, and now he's doing a whole thing of how he's training for the London Marathon, and he's loving it. But because he's doing that, it's actually making him better overall. He's got more joie de vivre every day, so to say, and because he's more happy and motivated, everything else in his life is going really well as a result. I live in the Cotswolds, so recently I explored a quaint village, and I was just able to go walk around, savouring the serenity and gaining a deeper understanding of my own thoughts. I was just walking around a beautiful place feeling, I'm so grateful that I live near here. I'm so grateful that I can just jump in the car and within 10-15 minutes I'm in a beautiful place like this, and I can just walk around and have some peace and quiet in my head to actually think and actually clarify where I am and what I want to do, and just be a lot more mindful and grateful of the world around me. Developing a healthy relationship with technology. So, technology now connects us globally, but it can also be a source of isolation. Set boundaries for your screen time and do try and engage in face-to-face interactions. It's an interesting one. I've through my life, I made friends. I used to go to have a season ticket at Tottenham, but none of my friends were really Tottenham fans. So as forums became a thing in the early 2000s, I was able to connect with people, and then other people that would go to games by themselves, and we'd all end up meeting down the pub, and good 5-6 years of social things. We were all still friends. We all went to each other's weddings, and it's something that technology allowed me to access to people that I hadn't before. Likewise with running online businesses and doing things with that, you connect with people virtually through social media, and these are people, I've talked before in other videos about how don't be the smartest person in the room, and through social media I've had access to people that are helping me grow massively, but people that I would in everyday life I would never ever get a chance to connect with. And it's great doing all that, but at the same time you don't want to spend 24 hours a day online, because it fries your eyes, it fries your head, it can kill you. What if those people suddenly disappear on you? What if the gang suddenly doesn't like you and doesn't want you to be part of it? It can absolutely destroy you. So you've got to be able to step back, enjoy the solitude, to realise who you are and what you're doing, and then choose and get that mixture between who are the online capacity parts in your life, but then make sure you pick up the phone and speak to a friend who you know from your real world. Go and have dinner with them. Something I've really suffered from that over the last few years since COVID. I kind of shut myself off far too much, whereas now I've got a handful of people that I know I can just pick the phone up, speak to, go meet up with, and it's been valuable because it's made me a bit more realistic, if anything. So I found that limiting social media exposure has not only improved my mental well-being, but it's also allowed me to appreciate the genuine connections more. So the next thing is establish a routine that nurtures you. So create a daily routine that caters to your well-being. So this can include things like morning meditation, a nourishing breakfast, or an evening stroll. I've made sure I've incorporated writing into my daily routine, doing videos, and actually having that outlet to get the thoughts out of my head. So that's how I'm doing the content for these videos each day. I'm just kind of thinking what's come in my head today as someone who really understands what it's been like to be stuck in life, and really understands what it's like of why are other people getting opportunities and why wasn't I getting them. And it allows me to share my experiences. I'm on a health kick at the moment, and where it says nourishing breakfast, for me I've started to understand what fasting is, and now I don't have breakfast. Now I do a fasting from dinner till the lunchtime the following day. In the mornings before I start, while doing these videos is one of the first things on my list, I've actually made sure that I go out and do something. So like today, when the weather's absolutely horrendous and I really wasn't going to go for a walk in that, no matter how much, I still got in the car and just had a little bit of a drive round, just to still make sure I got that time to myself to really think. And then I was able to go, right, today I need to do these 3 things before I get anything else done, and then I can run over around the house for my wife, and then I can come back and look at what are the other things that would be cool to do today. So I get the must-haves out of the way and done, make sure I'm in a good place, and then I've got the whole rest of the day to do whatever I need to do. So a well-structured routine provides a sense of stability and purpose, but you've got to act from your own place to make sure you're getting the time to do those things. And a really important one here is, embrace the joy of learning. We all get too comfortable. We all accept we know what we are. And again, I said earlier about being the smartest guy in the room isn't where you want to be. So take this opportunity to delve into subjects that pique your increase. Attend workshops, read diverse literature, learn a new skill. Recently I went down the rabbit hole of learning about the art of bonsai cultivation, and I found it quite relaxing and understanding about what it takes to nurture these trees. How did I get there? Well, I'm in a place where I'm going through a lot of change in my life, and I just decided to start learning about things. I got back into my football quite a lot and watching Tottenham and engaging back into that. Looking at how you run online businesses and things like that. It's all learning. I started looking at trading and thought, right, well, let's have a go at that. And it's like a skill I didn't have. I've learned. Okay, am I making money from it? No, not really, but it's a skill that I didn't have. At some point in there, bonsai trees must have come up on YouTube, and I started going to that, and I just got interested in it. I just thought, oh, that's cool. Understanding why do people do bonsai trees, because it's like, what's so interesting about it? But it is quite fascinating. Well, I found it quite a fascinating subject, but again, because I started learning and growing, it chilled me out, and I just started being happier as well, which was good for all the people around me as well as my own mental health. So learning not only broadens your horizons, it enriches your relationship with yourself, because your brain is a goal-seeking machine, and you've got to make sure you're feeding it things that are helping you move forward, because if you keep feeding it negative crap, you're gonna feel crap. So just feed it other stuff, feed it anything else. And the best way to find what you're actually passionate about is to just try lots of things. And I wouldn't have put bonsai trees down something I'm interested in, and probably only be a fleeting thing that I'm interested in at the moment. But hey, I've enjoyed it. I've expanded my knowledge on something. So in conclusion, the path to being okay with being alone is not a destination, it's a continuous journey. You're going to have times in your life where it's not relevant, you're going to have times where it is relevant, you're going to have times when you don't want it, you're going to have times when you do want it. It's okay. Take it as the opportunity when it comes up. And as we, navigate the currents of solitude, let us remember that it's within ourselves that we find the most reliable companionship. Get your own house in order first before you start going to help other people with others. So by rediscovering our passions, embracing solo adventures, establishing healthy technology habits, nurturing good routines, and indulging the joy of learning, we can transform loneliness into solitude, a space for self-discovery and growth, which is what you need as a human. So here's to the beauty of solitude, where the symphony of selfhood plays its most profound notes. May you find solace in your own company, and may the journey forwards towards self-acceptance be as rewarding as the destination itself. So thanks very much for joining me on today's presentation. I hope you understand now that being alone isn't a bad thing. It's an opportunity, but just make sure you use that as an opportunity and not as an opportunity to beat yourself up even more. Embrace the solitude, use it as the advantage, use it as something that's going to help you grow, because by embracing it more, you'll find that you value that time, but you'll also find you'll have less of it because you start doing other things. And the more you try doing things you're passionate about, guess what? You'll meet other people like-minded who are also passionate about that. And by meeting other people, you're not going to be alone as much. Just make sure you control the time and don't get led down rabbit holes, because that's where the danger happens. So thank you very much again for joining me today. Please do like, share, leave a comment, ask me any questions. Is there any topics you'd like me to cover moving forward as I keep doing these presentations? And please do check out the website links. I've got offers on there that hopefully it's the key to what you're looking for to help you move forward. We all got one life. We all have 24 hours a day. Let's just make sure we're all using it to give us what we want and get it together to what we want. Thanks very much for joining me. I'll see you in the next video.